All right, you've heard a lot about GameStop stock in the past week. Team 3 professional Carl Carlson says this is a David and Goliath story, with David being folks on Reddit using the Wall Street Bets forum and Goliath being Wall Street and large hedge funds. He talked with News 3 anchor Todd Carrillo to explain exactly what in the world is going on.
For an analogy, Todd, let's say that say you just bought a 2021 Ford Explorer, and now you decide you don't need it for about 3 months because you're in a lockdown mode, working from home or something. So now you don't need it. And then I come to you and say, hey, Todd, I'd like to borrow that Ford Explorer, and I'm gonna return it to you in 3 months. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna borrow it from you. You might charge me for that. All right, Carl, I'm going to charge you $2,000 to borrow my Ford Explorer. Okay, then that's what I'll pay you. And then I take your Ford Explorer and I go sell it immediately. And I sell it for $50,000. Now, my plan though, I have to buy that Ford Explorer back or another one just like it within that 3-month period of time. But I sort of know that there's a little problem with the Ford Explorer, and maybe it's just starting to come out in the news, or it's out in the news that there's a problem with the motor or something like that. And so what I do, I've sold it. So I have that $50,000. Now I still have to buy it back. But what I do then is I go on the news and I start really touting, hey, the Ford Explorer, the 2021, it's bad news, motor problems. It's there's going to be many other competitors and take it over. And so the Explorer starts to go down in value because people don't want to buy it. And then I get my buddies to go on the news and they start repeating the same thing. And then all of a sudden, a month from now, the value of that Ford Explorer to go buy it's only about $35,000. But I'm waiting for $30,000. When it hits $30,000, I'm going to sell it. But then all of a sudden, there's this little group on Facebook, the Ford Explorer fan club, and they see what's going on and they start chatting between each other and they say, hey, it's really not that bad. That motor is not that bad. It's one little pretty simple fix. So we're going to start buying them. So they start buying those Ford Explorers and all of a sudden price starts going up and everybody else sees them buying and they start buying. All of a sudden that Ford Explorer is selling for $60,000 and I haven't bought it back yet. And I only have a month until my 3 months is up. So what am I going to do? Am I going to wait until hopefully it might go back down? Or am I going to go ahead and buy it back at $60,000 and lose $10,000 and lose the $2,000 I gave you? Whew, that's not an easy decision. And that's what the hedge fund managers are faced with today with GameStop stock and the other stocks out there, Todd. So they're trying to decide, some of them have already given in and lost billions of dollars because they didn't just have one Ford Explorer. They had the stock of Ford, basically. And it's not Ford Explorer is not a problem. That's just an analogy. But so now they're just waiting. What am I going to do?
Yeah, well, that tells the story. Carl tells us this story is far from over. And it's not just been GameStop, but other stocks, including AMC as well. In this footnote, GameStop stock fell significantly today, closing down 135, ending the day at just over $90 a share. It had been up over 300.
That's right.